So I'm going to make some bold assertions right now. And this is, I'm going to give you basically the only 2 phrases that you need ever. So I've been talking and sharing. I shared a TED talk this morning, and well, as you know, I've been down this rabbit hole of leadership. What is leadership in the family? What is leadership certainly within schools? I'm now working with schools providing emergent leadership training, which sounds, thank you so much. It sounds like thanks. Show you my lunch. Wow. It sounds like a mouthful, but really it's about supporting teachers and childcare workers to best support the children around them and to support their teams in a trauma-informed and in a respectful way, which not only respects the children, the young people that we work with in primary and secondary schools, and also the people who are on our team if you're being called to elevate into management. And it works exactly the same at home, supporting your husband, wife, partner, co-parent, whatever your family structure is. We need to be able to support each other. And how? A lot of the times it sounds so simple, and it is simple. Of course, simple isn't the same as easy. So the root of it, there's whole PhDs in this. I may or may not be on the way to doing one. So there's whole PhDs and research theories. We could talk for hours on this, but do you want hours? No, you want results. You want happier children. You want less fights in your household, obviously. So really the crux of it is respect. I'm going to drop some terminology, but it's respecting the sanctity of the psychological self. I'm going to say that again because it sounds like a mouthful, and then I'll explain it. It's all about respecting the sanctity of the psychological self. This goes all the way back to philosophers and about seeing human beings and I argue animals, seeing living beings as an ends in themselves, not a means to an end. So when we're talking about home, it's about not managing our children. It's about supporting them to grow into who they want to be. We want to help our teenagers find their authentic selves. We want to help our children, our younger children, to engage with their big feelings and to learn about how to best manage, it's not the right word, to best feel and move on with their big feelings, be they happy, sad, positive, negative, and to understand that our emotions feed into, telling us, I'm uncomfortable with the situation, I'm not happy here, or this is how I want to live, so I need to continue and do more of this. We also, in order to do that, in order to do the things that I'm about to talk about, we need to be in touch with our authentic selves. We must respect the sanctity of our psychological selves. We must understand that we are worthy of care. We are worthy of self-care in the meaningful way, not the I just had a shower. That's basic. That's your right. You deserve a shower. I'm talking about real self-care that feeds your spirit and your soul and your heart and looks after your body so that you have resilience in order to be a leader. We all know this, put your own mask on the plane before you put anybody else's on. All these sayings like, you must first have your own cup full before you pour. We know this. Question, am I living it? So here's my 2 takeaways, which I will discuss at more length. I'll do blog posts and bigger videos, and it's really the crux of what I do with the people I work with adult leaders and with leaders in the home, which is the parents who want to make changes, they want to break cycles. Here's your 2 questions. Not even questions, not even sentences. They're just so powerful. Tell me all about it. If your staff, or your child, or yourself, or your partner is feeling something and you can see that they are struggling with the enormity of it, or you can, your child is expressing a behaviour that tells you clearly they have a feeling, find some space for them and just simply ask, tell me all about it. Doesn't that sound so simple? And if you're listening to this and thinking, I don't have time to do that, I've got too much on, I've got too much work to sit and listen to my kids every time, at school, I've got too much on to sit and actually listen to them, how can we possibly manage a school if we have to listen to 30 kids every time they have a big feeling? Here's where I challenge you. Sort yourself out. What are you in the business of? Are you in the business of data and grades, or are you in the business of inspiring young people? So you as a leader, if you are sitting and thinking, we don't have space to listen to our children all the time, maybe it is actually upon you to find that space within your school, to be the change within your school, to make that a thing that can happen. I don't know, I don't have the answers, but I do know that if you're not respecting the sanctity of the psychological selves of the children and the young people within your organisation, that they are not going to be able to move forwards. They are not going to feel safe in their bodies, in their hearts, in the school, and they won't be achieving the best that they do achieve. So even if we look at the bottom line, because in schools, in all organisations, you need results. And you won't get results without respecting the sanctity of the psychological self. If you are in your home, now you know that I'm a mum of 3, and they're all very young, and I struggle with this as well because I'm a human. Such and such is having a really big feeling. I just want to get this done. I just want to send this blog post. I need to do the washing up. Oh my gosh, it's like 10 to 5. I really need to get some dinner out. This is where we need to be a leader in our homes, and we need to carve out the space to be able to sit and listen and say, tell me all about it, and then to listen. And the next thing, out of the two things that you need to be able to say, basically solve all your problems, we have tell me all about it, and then meaningful listening in meaningful space until they are done telling you about it. And then, is there anything else? Is there more? Can you tell me any more? Is there more in there to come out? Just keep going until they're done. And if you do this, when you do this, because it's not difficult, it is a little bit actually, it's tricky to actually do it in real life, but the saying it and the sitting and the listening isn't in itself a difficult action, but the mindset shift and the change within your family and your organisation to be able to build time in to do this, it is tricky, and that's just something that you have to solve. Sorry, I don't have any more than that. We're all on our own journeys working out how we do that. When you do this, magic happens. 4-year-olds whose tower has just been destroyed by a brother or sister. 10-year-olds who are overwhelmed with SATs, learning a math concept, whatever it is. 15, 16-year-olds who are freaking out about their future and the weight, and it is a mighty weight of making your decisions about your options, which basically determine your future opportunities. What A-levels you do. If you don't do certain A-levels, it does preclude you from doing things, unless you then take the time to go back and redo, different courses. It's a lot of weight to put on a 14, 15, 16-year-old's shoulders. And if you observe them and you realise they need an outlet for this big feeling, this confusion, and you just sit down in a safe space, just say, tell me all about it. They will. When they trust you, they will. You might have to build it in and do it again and again and again until, one day they do trust you and they do share. And then, is there anything more you'd like to talk about? Is there more? And then just keep listening. They will talk their way through. They will come to their own conclusions. They will have their psychological selves respected by you, and they will be empowered. They will achieve more. so will you. Recap. Tell me all about it. Is there any more? Try it. Let me know. It's simple and it's hard and it's the best thing ever. Good luck.